The most evil beings in the book of Revelation. Number 1. Apollyon. Who is Apollyon? Apollyon and ABADDON have the same thoughts of destruction or torment, perdition. ABADDON is a demon who serves under Satan and has control over an abyss that contains locusts. It is said that these locusts will make an appearance during the final days. ABADDON in the Old Testament appears to mean destruction. Revelation 9 verse 11, Amplified Bible. They have as a king over them the angel of the abyss, the bottomless pit. In Hebrew his name is ABADDON, destruction, and in Greek he is called Apollyon, destroyer king. This shows that the enemy's camp is organized with the title of king. In the book of Daniel, we meet the Prince of Persia, who is also a high-ranking demon. The term king and prince shows connections to a kingdom. This clearly shows a kingdom with forces that oppose us. The book of Revelation contains a lot of symbolic language. Through the continued use of symbols, we can visualize what would otherwise be incomprehensible. It cannot be too strongly emphasized that this is intended to help our understanding, not hinder it. Many people have disregarded the teachings of the book of Revelation due to its highly symbolic nature, believing that the symbols are too obscure to convey a clear message. This is entirely not the case, as is evident when they are listed in 4 categories. Some are obvious in their meaning. The dragon or serpent is the devil. The lake of fire is hell. The great white throne is the Lord's judgment seat. Some are explained in the context. The stars are angels. The lampstands are churches. The seals, trumpets, and bowls are disasters. To set the context for Revelation 9 verse 11 when Apollyon shows up, in Revelation 8 and 9, John describes a period during the end times when angels sound 7 trumpets. Each trumpet heralds the approach of a fresh judgment that will fall upon the inhabitants of earth. Immediately after the 5th angel blew his trumpet, a star fell from the sky to the earth. This star opened the abyss, Revelation 9 verse 2, unleashing a battalion of demonic soldiers likened to a plague of locusts, resembling horses prepared for battle. Revelation 9 verse 7. By this time, there had already been hail and fire mixed with blood, and it was hurled down on the earth. 1/3 of the earth was burned up, 1/3 of the trees were burned up, and all the green grass was burned up. This event marks the beginning of the end, during which Satan and the armies under his control will be unleashed. He will be permitted to take those who reject Christ as king during the cleansing of the whole earth to make way for a new heaven and a new earth. These beings will be granted the authority to inflict unimaginable torment on anyone who does not wear the seal of God. Their plan will be so intense that sufferers will wish to die. The entity known as ABADDON or Apollyon holds dominion over the abyss and is also recognized as the leader of the swarms of locusts that dwell within it. Since this is the king of locusts, and since he has the name ABADDON or Apollyon, this is a high-ranking leader of demons. Together, the seals, trumpets, and bowls of the end times comprise the great day of God's wrath and serve to judge the Antichrist's kingdom of wickedness. The ABADDON or Apollyon of Revelation is an actual demon who will one day impose real pain on real people during God's real judgment. The torment of the locusts is allowed for 5 months. The lifespan of locusts is 5 months, and the duration season when locusts would attack is 5 months. This seems to be the reason for using this number of months for the duration of the torment. The anguish and agony won't last for just a few days, but for as long as the locusts continue to exist. The only way to end this attack of ABADDON's locusts is for the attackers to finish wreaking their destruction. The torment is so excruciating that it is comparable to the venom of a scorpion, and the suffering will be so severe that people will wish they were dead. They will look for death, but they will not discover it. It is clear and consistent in the Bible that demons exist. They are entities that oppose God's supremacy. They seek to carry out their unholy rebellion by influencing people to live in ways that contradict God's stated intentions. At the same time, they remain under His control and can be used to carry out the divine plan. Demons desire to keep us from God by promoting sin, inducing temptations, tormenting and frightening us. Like their counterparts, the characteristic of a demon is spiritual, immutable and immortal. Demons are not omniscient, and their power is limited to that which God allows. Number 2. Satan. Many important facts about Satan are revealed in Revelation 12. During a rebellion before the world began, Satan and 1/3 of the angels were cast out of heaven. The archangel Michael and the other angels will wage war against Satan and his demons, and Satan will be permanently barred from heaven. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. Revelation 12 verse 4, Amplified Bible. And his tail swept across the sky, and dragged away 1/3 of the stars of heaven, and flung them to the earth. And the dragon stood in front of the woman who was about to give birth, so that when she gave birth, he might devour her child. Revelation 12 verses 7 to 9, Amplified Bible. And war broke out in heaven. Michael, the archangel, and his angels waging war with the dragon. The dragon and his angels fought, but they were not strong enough and did not prevail, and there was no longer a place found for them in heaven. And the great dragon was thrown down, the age-old serpent who is called the devil and Satan, he who continually deceives and seduces the entire inhabited world. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. Satan will attempt to prevent God from fulfilling his earthly kingdom, but God will prevail. 5 facts that Jesus shared about Satan that many do not know. First is Satan is a liar and the father of lies. John 8 verse 44, New American Standard Bible. You are of your father, the devil, and you want to do the desires of your father. He was a murderer from the beginning, and does not stand in the truth because there is no truth in him. Whenever he tells a lie, he speaks from his own nature, because he is a liar and the father of lies. Every lie that Satan tells has the end goal of bringing about your destruction and wrecking you. This is Satan's ultimate objective. We see this harsh reality in Revelation 21 verse 8. But for the cowardly and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and sexually immoral persons and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars, their part will be in the lake that burns with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. In addition, the true nature of Satan is brought to our attention in John chapter 10 verse 10. John chapter 10 verse 10. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came so that they would have life and have it abundantly. Second, Jesus lets us know that Satan is a murderer. John chapter 8 verse 44, New American Standard Bible. You are of your father, the devil, and you want to do the desires of your father. He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth because there is no truth in him. Whenever he tells a lie, he speaks from his own nature because he is a liar and the father of lies. Satan cannot truly give life. He brings only death. He caused the spiritual death of angels and humanity in Eden. Christ said he was a murderer from the beginning, probably referring to all that happened in Genesis 3 and 4, including the murder of Abel. Satan retains a great position over men and angels, but with his perverted character as a liar and murderer, he continues sinning and opposing God. God limits his place and power in the universe. Third, Jesus lets us know that he saw him fallen from heaven. In Luke chapter 10 verse 18, Jesus says, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. In referencing Satan's fall from heaven, Jesus most likely had in mind Isaiah 14. Isaiah chapter 14 verses 12 to 14, New American Standard Bible. How you have fallen from heaven, your star of the morning, son of the dawn. You have been cut down to the earth, you who defeated the nations. But you said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven. I will raise my throne above the stars of God, and I will sit on the mount of assembly in the recesses of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. Lucifer had lifted himself in his pride, but God had thrown him out of his original place in heaven. Jesus' statement in Luke chapter 8 verse 18 speaks of Jesus' pre-existence and the Lord's defeat over the power of Satan in a general sense. The Bible describes how Christians should be aware of Satan's schemes. Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8. Number 3. False prophet. The false prophet, as Revelation 13 chapter 11 verse 18 describes. Revelation 13 chapter 11 verse 18, Amplified Bible. Then I saw another beast rising up out of the earth. He had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spoke like a dragon. He exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence when the 2 are together, and he makes the earth and those who inhabit it worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. He performs great signs, awe-inspiring acts, even making fire fall from the sky to the earth right before people's eyes. And he deceives those unconverted ones who inhabit the earth into believing him because of the signs which he is given by Satan to perform in the presence of the first beast, telling those who inhabit the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded fatally by the sword and has come back to life. And he is given power to give breath to the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast will even appear to speak and cause those who do not bow down and worship the image of the beast to be put to death. Also, he compels all the small and the great, and the rich and the poor, and the free men and the slaves to be given a mark on their right hand or on their forehead signifying allegiance to the beast, and that no one will be able to buy or sell except one who has the mark, either the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let the person who has enough insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the imperfect number of a man, and his number is 666. This second beast emerges from the earth rather than the sea. Although he appears meek, mild, and benevolent, the horns indicate that he will wield power. Jesus specifically warned believers to be on the lookout for false prophets who may appear innocent but can be highly destructive. Matthew chapter 7 verse 15, New American Standard Bible. Beware of the false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves. The false prophet is capable of performing great signs and wonders, such as bringing fire down from heaven, Revelation chapter 13 verse 13. He raises an image of the Antichrist for worship, gives the image life, demands that all people worship the image, and executes those who refuse to worship the image. Revelation 13 chapter 14 verse 15, New American Standard Bible. And he deceives those who live on the earth because of the signs which it was given him to perform in the presence of the beast, telling those who live on the earth to make an image to the beast who had the wound of the sword and has come to life. And it was given to him to give breath to the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast would even speak, and cause all who do not worship the image of the beast to be killed. The false prophet will also force everyone to get a permanent mark of some kind, just like enslaved people did in John's day, to demonstrate total devotion to the Antichrist and renunciation of God. Only those who receive the mark will be allowed to conduct business. Accepting the mark results in eternal death. Revelation chapter 14 verse 10. The Bible makes it clear that humans will fully comprehend that by accepting the mark, they are accepting not only an economic system, but also a worship system that rejects Jesus Christ. The number of the beast is revealed in Revelation chapter 13 verse 18, 666. Satan is the anti-God, the beast is the antichrist, and the false prophet is the anti-spirit. The unholy Trinity will persecute believers and deceive many others, causing them to perish eternally. However, God's kingdom will triumph. Number 4. Antichrist. What is the identity of the Antichrist? How will we be able to identify him? During the tribulation, one man, the Antichrist, will come up to unite the world under one authority according to the Bible. Like his father, the devil, this worldwide tyrant will disguise himself as an angel of light, but he will eventually act in accordance with his true evil nature. Who is the Antichrist? The Antichrist is someone who opposes Christ. Anti can also mean instead of, and both meanings apply to this coming world leader. At the same time, he will openly oppose Christ while posing as Christ. The Antichrist will do all in his power to live up to his dreadful moniker. As Satan leads the world's forces into the Battle of Armageddon, he will persecute and torture. When he comes on the scene, people will flock to him like flies to honey, and they will do anything he asks. As Daniel predicts, the next world leader will be known for his or her eloquence, which will attract the world's attention and admiration. Daniel goes on to tell us that not only will this golden-tongued orator speak in high-blown terms, but he will also speak arrogantly against God. The Apostle John describes him similarly in the book of Revelation. The beast was given a mouth to speak arrogant and blasphemous words, and authority to act for 42 months. Revelation chapter 13 verse 5. The Antichrist is described as a man whose appearance was greater than his brothers. He will be extremely irresistible to the masses due to his charismatic personality, speaking abilities, and outstanding good looks. The Apostle John adds to Daniel's account of the Antichrist's blasphemous activities by stating that everyone alive will be required to worship him. The Antichrist is referred to as a beast in Revelation chapter 13 verses 1-8, which is an apt description. During the last 3.5 years of the tribulation, the Antichrist will personify Satan himself. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 9 says, "The coming of the lawless one is according to the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders." The Antichrist will progress from being a regional leader to a world leader, a ruthless global tyrant, and finally a god. His ascension to power will be quiet. It will go unnoticed at first, and even those closest to the action will be unable to see it. He will emerge from the common populace according to John. "And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy." Revelation chapter 13 verse 1. The sea in the biblical imagery stands for the general mass of humanity, or more specifically, the Gentile nations. Who will worship the Antichrist? According to Revelation chapter 13 verse 8, all who dwell on the earth will worship him. According to Daniel chapter 7 verse 25, the Antichrist is a cult leader. He shall speak pompous words against the Most High, and shall intend to change times and law. He will speak out against heaven's genuine God. The terminology suggests that he will attempt to elevate himself to the level of God and make statements from there. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 4 says that Antichrist opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he sits as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. He will accept the worship of the people of the world. The Antichrist and the Armageddon battle. The people will become more dissatisfied with the leadership of this global dictator who has broken every promise he has made throughout the Battle of Armageddon. Major parts of the world will begin to build their own military forces in an attempt to overthrow him. Major segments of the world will begin to assemble their own military forces and rebel against him. Some of the initial attempts at rebellion against the Antichrist will be crushed by the Antichrist, but something happens that prevents him from achieving his aim of destroying Israel and Jerusalem. According to Revelation chapter 13 verse 3, the Antichrist will be mortally wounded around the halfway point of the tribulation, but Satan will miraculously heal his wound. Revelation chapter 13 verse 3. "And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast."